Not what I had in mind. Not what I had in mind at all. But what I'm really starting to realize with this team is very, very different than any other team that I've had, and maybe any other team that I've coached ever. Um, I think we really do have strength in our depth um, and selflessness in our depth too. But I think that's a strength of who we are becoming. I mean, sorry, last year's team, but like you can't tell me if Kiki has 7 points, goes 3 for 11, that we win almost any game last year. I really I don't know. I'd have to go through and look. I think we had the pieces where we got your back, Kiki. Right? It wasn't one of her best days. It's no secret, but Peyton steps up. Caroline Germain was unbelievable today. Period. Like 9 assists, floor game, defended, locked in, kept our tempo. Cheyenne Rowe I thought, was a huge boost for us. And so being able to trust a freshman post down the stretch more than your starter, being able to trust our whole team to get us to the fourth, to get Kiki there. So I can't say enough. I thought I can go down the line. I thought we had some people step up, but not the way I want to play and not the way I want to start. So it's a lot for you, Shane, I know.
You end up scoring 70 points, so maybe it doesn't look like it, but it kind of, 3 straight games where you really just kind of grind one out. Are you becoming a team that wins ugly? Is that okay with you at this point?
Did they say anything about that? It's funny. When I walked in the locker room, Maya Kone, of all people, said, "Coach, I got a quote. It's better to win ugly than lose pretty." It's funny you say that. No, but I don't. I think it's just an evolution of who we're becoming, and I'm glad. To me, the response that we've had after halftime in both games, we picked our defense up significantly and our rebounding up significantly both second halves. Now, I'd like to just start the game like that and let's do that. But no, I think we're proving that a little bit. I thought they were like a scrappy team. I thought they were a really good scrappy team, and I think you got to grind sometimes. We had to I thought we made serious adjustments. We went with the press, which I didn't plan on doing. I didn't want to give them fast breaks, and they only took advantage of that a couple times. I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want to switch ball screens, which we ended up doing in the whole second half because is it Zamara Haynes? Is that how you pronounce it? I mean, that kid was unbelievable. I thought that kid was special tonight, 11 for 15. So we had to make some major adjustments, but I do think that's maybe a little bit more of what we're figuring out is like, hey, if you defend and rebound, you can let your scoring catch up sometimes, which, I've had different teams where some people understand that great, some people don't. But I figured we have grinded 3 straight now, and I'd like to not one time, but if we got to grind, we got to grind. I'll just take some blood pressure medicine somewhere along the way, Shane.
Can I ask Cheyenne about this, but Susha was having one of those games where every shot was visible from off the rim.
Yeah.
You go with both freshmen to close out the first half and made a little run. Just how big was it that you have that this year?
Oh, it's awesome. And I did think about Makai today for the first time as far as actually putting her in the game. But, I just thought, I challenged Susha at halftime, and I thought, I feel bad because she responded, but she didn't make the shots to prove she responded. But, that is nice to have. I mean, I thought Cheyenne was great, stepped up. The play at the end, I mean, I got Coach Harrow in my ear, like, the time's on our side. We got this game in hand. Let's pull it out, run high ball screen. And then Caroline throws it over the top to Cheyenne, and she finishes a full fast break layup. Like, she was great, and she was really good on the defensive end. I even alternated Khadijah in to sub Shy out mid-fourth quarter and then put Shy back in. So it's really nice to have. Both of them are very, very high basketball IQ kids, and so they get it. Cheyenne gets angle. She gets where to space on drives. She's learning a lot from Coop on how to rebound the right way. Khadijah's like an anomaly to me, but can score. And so, 11 minutes, she has 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal in 11 minutes for a freshman. Like, thank you. So yes, and time's ticking. We're getting Makai is able to play a game, so I could have put her in today. So that's another one we can throw in there. So I do like the depth we've got, and that's kind of what I'm, rolling towards a little bit. Is like we got some depth. How do I use it the right way? Right? Like I had a tough time towards the end. I was like, I got to get Peyton McDaniel back in the game. Like, do we take Kiki back out? I don't think so. Is it Jamia? I'm not taking Caroline's in control of everything. I'm not taking her out. So I happen to choose Jamia today, but that's the tougher part for me right now is figuring out combinations because there's so many different combinations.
I was just going to ask, was there anything specifically that you asked the girls to kind of change heading into the second half? You've touched on a couple of things, but was there anything just at the top of your head that you're like, this has got to change to start getting out of this deficit?
Yeah, rebounding was the first. They were up, 6 or 7 at the half, I felt like. But it was just the mentality. They were being the aggressor. And so rebounding, I think, to me, that always translates to being the aggressor. So I always go towards rebounding. But I thought we got more stops, right? And I guess 16 is the same they scored in the first. But I thought we finally were able to, play. Our whole motto is defend, rebound, run. And it's hard to run if you're not getting stops and rebounds, right? So it's hard to rebound if you don't get stopped, right? So it all goes in order, but I thought our tempo in the third was much better. And we were getting stops, but we were following up stops with a little bit better tempo. So it was I challenged them in the sense of the mentality was the biggest thing. And I just felt like we thought this was going to be easy or something. I don't know. I told them. But I give a lot of credit. Maryland Eastern Shore hit shots, and we didn't let them in the paint. That was part of our game plan, was not let them in. They had 12 points in the paint, but they called my bluff a little bit and hit some shots, especially mid range. So, but the main part of halftime was start getting tough and rebounding so we can run the way we want to run.
I don't think this ended up being necessarily a key or crucial play, but when Kiki came back in to start the fourth quarter, and she gets a loose ball, and you guys are in transition, and for a second it looks like you got in her head to go the whole way, and she ends up passing it out to Claire at the
Mhm.
point line. Is that kind of, her maturing, not that she's been an immature player
Yeah.
all the time, but was that a little bit different look for you?
Well, I thought 2 plays. I thought that one, and then the one she dropped off to Khadijah. I can't remember. It must have been later on in there, 6 minute, 5 minute mark, something like that. I thought it was great pass, and I thought the Kiki last year would have just jammed it down your throat. And I'm going to either I might miss, but I'm going right to the rim, and I don't care. I think she's really, her eyes have opened to how else she can, if she's got 2 or 3 on her, how else can she attack people, right? Is it pass? So I was glad 2 things. That play in transition, I thought she was going to the rack. She decided not to. But I was trying to get her an easy one to start, and I thought the where we ran her around and gave her the lob, I thought that was a good way to get her going. It's, we got you, man. But tough day for her, man. I feel for her because she's been so perfect. She's been so spectacular for me that oh, she's human, all right. Everybody she could have a day where she doesn't steal the show, but I think it'll be good for her. But she's definitely maturing.